number of cars on the Indian roads are increasing day by day, and traffic management has become one of the direst needs of today's India. So, what are the problems faced? Unnecessary traffic jams in junctions where two minor roads, say from a small locality, connect to a major one. This is because of the inbuilt preset timers which work irrespective of traffic conditions. Also, there's a wastage of fuel resources.
R.BALAMURUGAN. I am from SBOA School and Junior College. Today I am at Revamped junction which connects Revamped to R.BALAMURUGAN West Depot. This junction commonly serves for the lorries and HGV buses. This pathway is only used for the common people in the regular timing, but also MTC buses and lorries use this common pathway for after also the restricted times. This common pathway after 8 p.m. is only used for MTC buses and lorries. But due to the regular traffic, MTC buses and lorries may also use common path way of common vehicles. So as we implement the project, it will serve a good purpose for the people where MTC buses and lorries. Also the common people who can use the vehicles in this one set of thanks.
So, as Balamurugan said in the previous clipping, these roads are very frequently used by government buses and also college buses, school buses, and then vehicles of office goers. So our project can help save these fuel resources used by all these vehicles. It will help managing traffic very easily, and also with the use of the scientific advancement in the recent years. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be using the data collected from sensors to detect whether traffic is present or not, and using this data we will change the timers accordingly. This we will be further explaining in the video. So this road you see is the major road which connects two localities, Annanagar and Ambattur. So Annanagar is a residential area, whereas Ambattur is a highly commercial one. So during the peak hours there's no doubt that you will see a lot of traffic here. People have to wait up to half an hour sometimes to get past these junctions. So as you can see in the video, this is the major road, and the road opposite to what you are looking at is the two minor roads which are connecting the major road. So what we'll do is that we will be placing ultrasonic sensors at given distance intervals. So this distance interval can be decided based on the dimensions of the road as stated earlier. So what the sensors will do is that they will detect whether there is an object which is supposed to be a car or a bike or even a cycle in front of it, and then this data will be sent to the Arduino, which will then change the timers according to the information it receives. For example, the ultrasonic sensors will be placed one after the other at a given distance interval. So this distance interval for this road particularly maybe one at the beginning, then one at 15 meters, and then 30 meters, and then 50. So there will be this standard timing which will be followed for all the sides, because the ultrasonic sensor might fail to detect a cycle or a single two-wheeler waiting. So after this cycle is over, what will happen is that the ultrasonic sensor placed first will check whether there's a vehicle standing in front of it or not. If it is a yes, then the timer will receive a command to add 30 seconds to the timer. So then the second ultrasonic sensor, namely at 15 meters, will check whether there's a vehicle present in front of it or not. If there is a vehicle present, then the timer will receive another plus 30 seconds, which will increase the duration of the green light. So then the 30 meter sensor will check. If it is a yes, another 30 seconds added to the timer. So then wherever it is, whichever sensor it is, if it is a no, in case it does not detect a vehicle in front of it, then the timer, once it runs off, it will switch to the next side's turn. So this will keep repeating until the whole cycle is over. So for the further explanation, I would request you to go through the full cycle till it gets over. So what you see is a prototype of our project. So the programming in the Arduino which we used, and also the circuit, was a bit complex for us, whereas it is not gonna be so in reality. So as you can see, The ultrasonic sensors can detect whether there's an object present in front of it or not. You can even change the range to your requirements. So the ultrasonic sensor we used had a range of 2 centimeter to 400 centimeter, whereas there are more powerful ultrasonic sensors available. So how does our prototype work? Ultrasonic sensors, as told before, are placed in given distance intervals. So each ultrasonic sensor sends an individual signal which will bounce back if there is any object in front of it. If there is no object, then the signals will not bounce back. Each ultrasonic sensor can also measure the distance at which the object it detects is by using the time the signal takes to return. So these ultrasonic sensor will be placed on one side of the road because the range of the ultrasonic sensor is enough to cater our needs. The information which is received from the ultrasonic sensor will be sent to the Arduino or anything which is compatible, such as a Raspberry Pi, but we would suggest the Arduino because it is much more simpler and easier to connect. Will also be the standard timing which will work irrespective of traffic conditions, so that small vehicles such as two-wheelers or cycles are not ignored. Also, the alterations will be made after the basic timings are run for each side of the junction. You might ask me how the timings are to be set. The timers are to be based on how long the road is, the everyday usage of the road, the times of the day when the traffic builds up in the particular roads, and the type of roads joining the main road. For example, whether the roads come from a small locality or just a small community. It depends. Even if the traffic system works with the help of sensors, it can be manually controlled. Also, we just need a few complex algorithms and coding to make this function, but after all, it's worth it. So the advantages of ultrasonic sensors are that they use sound signals to detect the presence of objects, and it calculates the distance based on the time taken. So the chances of a mistake occurring is very less. Also, ultrasonic sensors can detect objects irrespective of color, because it is said that IR sensors cannot detect in black and PIR sensors do not work in sunlight. So with this we would like to conclude. Thank you.